So the four sections I'm going to look at today. The main tax to consider on divorce is capital gains tax, CGT, since the transfer of an asset from one person to another is generally a deemed disposal. So I'll focus on some of the basic principles around CGT and divorce in this webinar. As you'll no doubt be aware, big changes to the CGT on divorce regime were introduced on the 6th of April 2023. So we'll look at both the old rules and the new rules, as well as highlighting why we may still need to look at both. We'll also look at some of the other nuances of tax that can arise when assets are transferred from one to the other under the new rules. We will then look at the impact of divorce and separation on property, which is often most couples' most valuable asset, if not for shares in a family business. Moving now to the post 6th of April 2023 changes, and the main difference here is that we no longer need to consider the three stages of divorce and separation, and the no gain, no loss period of transfer is extended to something more practical. To recap, this means that the asset is transferred from A to B without any tax liability arising, but B is treated as though they acquired the asset from the beginning of A's ownership at the same price A acquired it for, as though A had never existed. The new changes were introduced by the Finance Act No. 2 of 2023, Section 41, which amended Section 58 TCJA and the no gain, no loss principles. The changes were slightly different for couples separating versus couples divorcing. Before I provide an example of this, it's useful to go over some of the basics of this area. I assume you all have some knowledge of domicile and residence, which is probably worth recapping the key points at this stage. So essentially, how an individual is taxed in the UK is dependent upon their UK residence and domicile position. A UK resident and UK domicile person is taxed on their worldwide income and gains as they arrive during their lifetime and subject to IHT on their worldwide estate on death.